Hey guys, it's Shaman back with another episode of TD++, a series where we help you get the most mileage out of just a single TD and get your foot into the set on a budget. The Tressa's team joked that this would be the shortest episode yet, as the Guilty Gear Strive trial deck is by far the best playable product the game has seen to date. Two of these things slap together and you're ready to play at your locals. It's really that easy. So in order to pad this video out, I'll take the time to give some pointers on how to play the cards in the trial deck to maximum efficiency, and finish things off with a list that incorporates some budget upgrades from the booster set that is ready to rock. The trial deck's level 0 game revolves around two cards, both which can be strong turn 1 plays and have utility later in the game. Kai, first king of Illyria, is a 1000 power runner that can move to any location in the front row, requiring your opponent to field a full field of 1000 power or greater characters in order to reverse him. You can also play him in order to discard a climax from your hand to salvage a character from the waiting room. Sol, left behind, is a 3500 power beater if you have 5 or more cards in hand, requiring your opponent to field a 3500 or greater beater of their own or use some kind of removal to get rid of him. You can also play him for his salvage ability, which costs 1 stock and a discard. If you're knowledgeable about your matchup, you can play the level 0 that has the best odds of surviving for a turn and hold the other one for their utility effects. Alongside these two great salvaging options is Jacko and Arya, which is a fantastic search utility card with not one but 2 different timings for when she can get that search off. Use the various timings to your advantage to grab the cards you need when you need them. She can also send herself to memory for free at 2 different timings, which not only gives you a bit of free compression, but charges up your memory meter for your other Guilty Gear characters to utilize. The level 1 Sol Bounty Hunter combo gets 1000 power for each Guilty Gear character in your back row, so be sure to fill those spots up to bump him to 6000 power. By using his Climax Combo ability to search for Asuka Gear Maker, you can defend him with a counter up to 8000 power on your opponent's turn. If one of your back row cards is Anji and Chip, Sol's power increases by 500 power, and Anji and Chip can give one of your characters 500 more power until the end of your opponent's next turn. If one of your back row cards is Ino Malicious Intent, using the Asuka counter will give an additional 500 power on defense. This board setup can be difficult for your opponent to dismantle and give you extra advantage from keeping cards on the board. If you have another copy of the Overdrive Dragon Install Climax in your hand, be sure to let your opponent keep some of their characters alive, so you can reverse them with Sol Bounty Hunter on your following turn. Your primary level 2 play in the deck is Axel Something Amiss, which also gets power for each Guilty Gear back row character. Axel can hit 11,000 power with a full back row, and his Encore ability allows him to stay on the board with a single discard, which is a good idea if Axel can help you reverse tough opponents on your next turn. You can also play the event Birthday Memories if you see a good opportunity. The plus 2500 power can help your Sol Bounty Hunter get a reverse on a tougher opponent. The plus 1 Sol can help push damage, and both the salvage and setting up Birthday Memories in memory is important for your level 3 game. At level 3, your finishing boards can either be 3 copies of Kai Greatest Rival if you already have the Kingly Smile Climax in your hand, or 2 copies of Kai Greatest Rival and 1 copy of Sol Greatest Rival to get the Climax from the waiting room if you don't already have it. Both of these setups require 6 stock in total. Remember to attack with Sol Greatest Rival last in order to use the stock generated from your other attacks as the cost of his ability. The last thing to know about the trial deck is the Ino Brainstorm. Her Brainstorm effect is a simple draw effect, but with the amount of searching and salvaging in the level 0 lineup, we are still able to get the cards we want. Now let's take a look at a more juiced up list with some low rarity upgrades from the booster set. One of these budget MVPs is Testament Elegant Grim Reaper. They're similar to our Sol Left Behind, but the power condition to hit 3500 power is a bit different, and they search the deck instead of salvage from the waiting room. Baiken Samurai Slasher is a budget option to give valuable clock manipulation, deck manipulation, and filter all in one card. A single copy goes a long way with the many ways we can search and salvage the card. And of course, Sol Prototype Gear is a must include in just about every Guilty Gear Strive deck. Being able to deny all sorts of targeted effects during both players' turn is Premium. At level 1, we have access to the Beco and Delilah Climax swap, which also works well as a secondary level 1 attacker. Use this to get the right Climax into your hand at the right time. A neat and spicy tech we're adding here is Eno Megalomania, who is here to make sure your opponent has a bad time. While her effect is absurdly expensive, it can single-handedly turn the tides of a game against powerful board setups your opponent has to keep on the board for a turn. Finally, removing the corruption is an event that can pump one of your Guilty Gear characters by 3000 power and swap itself into your level. When you're level 3, you can use the experience ability of the event to restand an attacking character for a hefty cost. This event has a fun synergy with our Kai Greatest Rival finisher by giving Kai an additional usage of the not once per turn Climax Combo effect. Finally, at level 3, we're throwing in a few copies of Dragon Install to increase the ceiling of our Kai finisher with extra power and extra burns. If you're new to the game and looking for an inexpensive, competitive, and fun deck that can get you learning and improving at the game, what you're seeing here is the cream of the crop, the gold standard. I hope you all get a chance to try out some of the cards in this deck and get a taste of the cool and exciting effects that the Guilty Gear Strive Weiss Schwarz set has to offer. That's it for this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe to help support the channel. We have lots of Guilty Gear gameplay in store, so look forward to that as well. See you guys next time.